Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Rich Peters. I am presently the Scoutmaster of Troop 466, which, as most of you know, was the longtime home of Lou Cappelluti, for whom this day has been dedicated. So we're going to start. I'm going to ask everyone to stand as we present the colors. Color Guard, march. And I'm just going to introduce our present senior patrol leader, Xavier Flores, who will lead the pledge and then the Scout Oath and Law. Please remain standing during the Scout Oath and Law.
In uniform, salute the flag, not dependent.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Not by others. Scout law. Trustworthy, loyal, humble, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Scout motto. Scout slogan.
Color Guard, post the flag. Color Guard, retreat. Thank you. Please be seated. I was very fortunate that I was able to land this day on March 19th. Today is a very important Italian feast. It's the Feast of St. Joseph. And Lorraine told me that this was one of her father's favorite feast days, so it's perfect. But I'm going to ask one of our Eagle Scouts, Eagle Scout Aiden Gonzalez from 2020, to come up and read the prayer of St. Joseph. Please bow your heads in prayer.
Defend, O most watchful guardian of the Holy Family, the chosen offspring of Jesus Christ. Keep from us, O most loving Father, all blight of error and corruption. Aid us from on high, most valiant defender, in this conflict with the powers of darkness. As you did rescue the child Jesus from the peril of his life, so now defend God's holy church from the snares of the enemy and from all adversity. Shield us ever under your patronage, that, following your example and strengthened by your help, we may live a holy life, die a happy death, and attain everlasting bliss in heaven. Amen.
I want to thank the Cappelluti and Lori families for allowing me this honor and giving to me and to so many people the wonderful person that Lou was. Lorraine is here, Lenore is here, Phil is here, Cap's children, and many grandchildren, and we're up to great-grandchildren now, right? Yes, and we're up to great-grandchildren as well, exactly. I also want to thank Chief McGill of the Jersey City Fire Department for all the help that he's given me in having this day, as well as Battalion Chief Rich Gorman and Engine 7, Engine 18, and Ladder 3, and all the firefighters who are here. Thank you. And I'd like to thank the leaders and the Scouts in Troop 466. We've been resident here in the Heights for 79 years right now. It started in 1943, so 79 years that we've been providing scouting for the youth of Jersey City, and we're doing quite well. We have 34 boys right now, and regularly boys reach Eagle. So I'd like to acknowledge some of the Eagles that are here, and I may miss some, but if you could just stand when I call your name. These are 466 Eagle Scouts. Bill Cappelluti, Lou's son, obviously made Eagle in 1976. Kevin Ryder in the back, 1979. I guess I would be next in order in 1984. Did Danny Carlos get here? Is Danny here? No? Told me he was going to be. Michael Turner, 2012. He's in the back as well. Alex Kaufman, who's probably behind me, 2013. Matt Dietz, also 2013. Matthew. Giovanni Privatera, 2015. Frank Jost, 2015. Sean Fuhrer, 2018. Nicholas Privatera, 2019. Aiden Gonzalez, who was here in 2020. Zach Davis, 2020. And Jeremy Ricco, 2021. So I have this wonderful list of 61 names, but probably, if I go back, I think 43 of them were directly under Lou. So 2/3 of them. And I do want to take you back for a second. 1978, my first year in scouting, we're at a camp in the lower part of New York State, and we're on a hike. And we're along this ridge, and it was a very narrow trail, so we were hiking single file. And of course, I'm an 11-year-old kid, new scout. I care more about what's going on with the kids. I'm not really paying attention. And what happens? I lose my footing, and I start going down the ledge. An arm shoots out, grabs me, Lou Cappelluti, who just happened to be hiking behind me. I wasn't even aware that he was hiking behind me. Arm shoots out, grabs me, pulls me back up. Amazing. And now, almost 50 years later, in essence, our troop can finally reach out and help Mr. Capt with his memories. So I really appreciated that way back in 1978, and I'm thankful that we're able to do this for him today. I'm going to call up Battalion Chief Rich Gorman. I knew he's around somewhere. There he is in the back. Rich, maybe you could say a few words since we're invading your home today.
Thanks for the notice. Yeah, what a surprise that was, huh? Where to begin? As the fire department, as a battalion, all of my crew is here. Engine 14, Ladder 7, Engine 11 are here as well. Every man that works in this battalion, and woman, when we were told about having this ceremony here, we were all on board. Nothing is more important to us than the brotherhood of the fire service and the family of the fire service, and we have that both here. A legacy, it goes way deeper than what we as men today could represent. We're just proud and honored to be able to stand here and, remember Captain Cappelluti in his, from his career. And we'd like to do a hand salute to the family. Detail, attention. Present arms in honor of Captain Cappelluti. Ordered arms. Thank you.
Now I'm going to call the Chief of the Jersey City Fire Department, Mr. Stephen McGill.
I thought Richie was taking my spot, but yeah, I just want to say, 35 years ago when I became a firefighter, first day in the training school, one of the first people I saw was Captain Cappelluti. He was the captain in charge of the training school. I forget how many weeks we were there, but he was inspirational and just a great guy overall, good firefighter, and never realized he had anything to do with the troops, which is just another thing to say about his integrity. As a firefighter, he wanted to serve the community, and when he wasn't working, he still wanted to serve the community, helping out the Boy Scouts. So I just think that's an honorable thing to do. Not many people can do that or would want to do that, so I'm just here humbled by what he has done. And when I got the call and email to set this thing up, I said this is an easy one. I would do anything for Captain Louie. So just want to thank the troops for everything they're doing today, and just have a great day. It's your day, not ours.
I'm going to stay with the fire department theme first. I think Cap was first and foremost a fireman, and his legacy continues. His grandson Michael is still currently a firefighter with Jersey City, so it's terrific. And his son-in-law Jimmy recently retired from Jersey City Fire Department, so that legacy in the Cappelluti Laurie family continues to this day. But I'm going to ask Larry Curidan to come up right now. He's a retired member of the Jersey City Fire Department, and he has some things, hopefully nice things to say.
Well, I came on the fire department in 1988, and the first person that I met on the fire department was Captain Cappelluti down at the training school. And he was small in stature, but he had a big heart. And anytime I had any problems, he'd say, "Look, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it." He said, "If you can't take care of it, I'll take care of it." So, I've always loved him. Like I said, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. And his son-in-law, we hit it off from the first time that we met, and the family, everybody's just great. So, I'm sure that, he's looking down on us saying, I did a good job, because as July 1st of this year, I'm retired 10 years. So I stayed safe the whole time, just remembering what he taught us and what he said. So, all respect.
Now I'm going to switch a little to the Boy Scout side of things, right? As Larry pointed out, Cap was instrumental in keeping the firefighters safe, the firefighters that were under his watch. And as my brief story before told you, he was also key in keeping the boys safe whenever we camped, whenever we did anything. His first attention was to them. He was the surrogate father, he was the leader, he was the scoutmaster. And he did that for 45 years. 45 years. 1972 to 2017. Most scoutmasters last 2 or 3 years and they get overwhelmed. He did it for 45. I've been doing it for 5, and it feels like I've been doing it for 100. But I'm going to ask one of the Eagles that I introduced before, Michael Turner, to come up and say a few more things about Cap, the Scoutmaster.
Morning, everyone. Lou Cappelluti was an amazing man. I've known him since probably about 2002 when I first joined scouting as a Cub Scout. And there were times throughout that journey that I was unsure of myself or of my desire to remain in Scouts. He, like he did with Rich, would pull me back. there were times in my life where, you know, my dad couldn't be around, and Cap was there. And sorry, I'm getting emotional, but that man was almost like a grandfather to me. And here we are, a little more than a year out from his passing, and it still hits me. I'll never forget everything he taught me in terms of scouting, in terms of morals and values, and just how to be an overall great person. So, Cap, thank you. We love you, and we miss you.
I do want to acknowledge, in particular, some people who helped me coordinate this day. Obviously, Chief McGill was instrumental. Some members of my committee, Greg Fuhrer, who's also part of the Jersey City Fire Department. He's still doing work in the back there. I'm just acknowledging the help that I've been given in coordinating this, right? He's still coordinating. I appreciate that, Greg. Jason Davis, who's a member of my committee. And Phil Privatera. Phil arranged us to have the traditional St. Joseph's pastries here today. Thank you, Phil. If you want something Italian, you have to go to an Italian, right? That's how it works. Now I'm going to ask the chairman of our troop committee, basically my boss, to come up and say a few words, Mr. David Jost.
Good morning. In my remarks, I'll be brief, but in my remarks, I'm going to refer to Mr. Cappelluti as Mr. Cappelluti. I know everybody calls him Cap or Lou, but growing up as a young man, I knew Mr. Cappelluti, and there was a measure of respect that he earned to me, and I see no reason to change that now. Mr. Cappelluti was someone who I met when I was a very young boy. My two brothers were in rival Boy Scout troops, Troop 466 and 402, and they competed quite heavily. Years later, as I was in another troop, and I competed with Mr. Cappelluti as a scoutmaster. No fiercer of a competitor was there in scouting at these scouting events than Mr. Cappelluti. He did not want to go to a first aid round with Mr. Cappelluti and not be prepared. And if our guys weren't prepared, we lost. And that happened more than I can remember. As the years went by and my time in scouting waned, I got married and had children. And the time came for my son to go into Cub Scouts and Wheat Blows, and then as he got to be the age to be a Boy Scout, I said, well, there's only one Boy Scout troop left, and I know who I'm going to call Cappelluti, Mr. Cappelluti. And I called him, and he said, bring them over, we'd love to have them. And my son went through the entire program with Mr. Cappelluti and Mr. Peters and the entire troop committee. And there was few prouder moments in my life than Mr. Cappelluti standing there presenting my son. So for that, I was grateful. As time went by, Mr. Cappelluti, as he got older, stepped down as being scoutmaster. And Mr. Peters is now our scoutmaster. And we have no better scoutmaster than we can have. We're truly lucky to have him. And he has learned his craft, and it is a craft, at the feet of Mr. Cappelluti. That is true. But also one of the prouder moments of my life is the day that we vested Mr. Cappelluti at one of our ceremonies as Scoutmaster Emeritus. Scoutmaster Emeritus 466, President Long Troop 66, Road. But Mr. Cappelluti did not do his Scoutmaster alone. He had to have a troop committee. I'm a member of the troop committee and now the committee chairperson. Mr. Peters runs our program, and a fantastic program that it is. Boy Scouts of America has a mission, and that is to teach young men to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, self-prepared, and be able to leave their time in scouts and school, go out and become members of the community. Mr. Cappelluti was a fantastic member of this community, not just serving in the firehouses around this town, but for 45 years he was scoutmaster. And there are not just these 61 or so Eagles that we have. Okay, but thousands upon thousands of young men have gone through the program that Mr. Cappelluti put in place, who have been better men today because they served in that program, whether it be 1 year, 2 year, 5 or more. So, but today I'd like to also recognize the men who run the troop today. Mr. Peters, Mr. Privitera, Greg Pure, and I'm sure all the men who stand behind me. They have a label upon them which is very rare these days in our country and in our community. That is volunteer. They volunteer their time, they volunteer their skills, they volunteer their craft, and they volunteer sometimes to great financial hardship to keep this troop going. We are the only troop left in the Jersey City Heights, and it is a great honor that they serve here and that I serve them. And it is a great honor to tell you that they serve all of you. And Mr. Cappelluti, who I'm sure is here today with us, is looking down, and he is proud. Because many of these men that serve in our committee served with me, served here, not just as scouts, as assistant scoutmasters, eagles, and have gone out into the community and done good things. And it's with great pleasure and great pride that I stand here today and remember Mr. Cappelluti and the legacy that he has with these men in our committee, because he serves them too. And he serves them to this day. And that I truly believe that when you leave this earth and you go back to the one who brought you, and you stand there, you have to account for yourself. Mr. Cappelluti got there. And the man who sent him received him, told him, well done, well done. Life is very well done. Thank you.
I have a running joke with my committee that if you want good weather for an event, you have to pay extra for it. So I think my check probably just cleared last night to ensure that we have good weather for this event. But I'm sure Cap, with whatever connections he's already made up there, made the weather happen today as well. He helped us along here. As well as St. Joseph, who I'm sure is looking down, pleased that we're having this today. As Dave mentioned, I'm eminently grateful for my committee. I have about 15 members of the committee, and without them I can't produce the program that we do. We have 34 boys right now, and it's a terrific program, and I feel it just gets better each year. And the adults come in and out, depending on our schedules, but the consistent quality of leadership that we deliver, I'm very proud of. We went from firefighter to troop leader. Now we'll go to the community. I'm going to ask Councilman Yusuf Saleh to come on up, say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be in all of your esteemed company today to honor a man who gave 50 years of selfless service to the Jersey City Heights area. Cities are built on communities, and communities are built on the individuals within them. And Lou Cappelluti was one of those individuals who was not just trying to, do his day job as a firefighter. He wanted to continue to give back to the community, and he continued to give back to the community in Boy Scout Troop 466. And what do you say of a man, who continues to help other children, other boys reach, manhood and learn all the tools that they need to learn? What is true strength? What does love really mean? True strength comes from, not how much you can lift, but how can you impact your community? And true love is when you take your blessings and you bestow them on someone else. And that's something that Lou Cappelluti did. And we stand here today, and we sit here today to honor this man's legacy, because without him, we don't know how the world would have turned out. But I know one thing, that the world is a better place because he had lived, and because he had touched so many countless lives. He had so many surrogate sons here in the Heights, and he taught them so many things. And that is why we're here today. And may we continue to honor his legacy. May we continue to follow in his footsteps. He definitely left an indelible mark in this community, and it's going to be hard shoes to fill, but today we remember his legacy, and we have to continue to do what we can to honor that by serving our community, by serving as firefighters, and I thank you all for honoring his memory.
We're going to move from the city to the county. We have Anthony Romano here today. Anthony, you're a commissioner, right?
Yes,
County
sir.
commissioner. Excellent, with Hudson County. So, Mr. Romano, perfect. We need an Italian speaker today, right?
It's always Irish firefighters. What words can be said for the boys and girls that remind me? There's a role model. Cappelluti was a role model for boys and girls. In these turbulent times that this world is going through, this country, Lou Cappelluti stands out as a piece of Jersey City history. And his legacy is the memory we all have of him. He did so much not only for Jersey City, for the county, but everyone that he touched, whether it be downtown, uptown, other troops, Hoboken. He just was someone who had that something that separates those with a sense of greatness. As we look around here to all role models, to one of the finest fire departments in the United States, with the tremendous leadership that it has, there are role models. Thank you all for your service. And there's an example, again, of what you can aspire to. Because Lou Cappelluti showed that you can be both a firefighter, you can be part of your community, you can be a tremendous asset to the Boy Scouts for their essence of what their true meaning is. And that's something that we're grateful, eternally grateful to his family for what he has given. Lou will never be forgotten. We had gotten together, it was an idea of Mr. Peters. We're also going to do a resolution. Chief McGill was good enough also to help with that up at the county, a resolution honoring Lou Cappelluti. And again, God bless him for what he's done. He's touched so many, as has been said before. To the leadership of the Scouts now, so many great leaders, as I look around and see. Keep up the tradition, keep up the legacy. We need you. We need you to all be involved so this youth has good things in front of them in a great future. God bless, and again to the firefighters of Jersey City for the tremendous work that you do. God bless each and every one.
Well, I feel the sun for the first time. I think that's an indication from above that it's time to unveil the plaque. So I'm going to ask Eagle Scouts Aiden Gonzalez and Sean Muir to come forward. The plaque says in memory of Louis F. Cappelluti, 1929 to 2020, Captain, Jersey City Fire Department, Scoutmaster, Jersey City BSA Troop 14. One thing I hate is going to a ceremony that drags, so I'm going to make sure this ceremony does not drag. I do want to thank the Laurie family for providing some of our refreshments. I do want to invite people to stay, right? Mr. Capt was very much a social person, right? And socializing with members of your community, that's key. So we want the firefighters, we want the troop leaders, we want the community members who are here, city officials to stay, socialize, right? Strengthen the ties in our community, right? So we can continue to improve Jersey City as we move forward. I thank everyone for your attention, and enjoy St. Joseph's Day, enjoy the Saturday, and enjoy the spring as we move forward. post virus for a while. Thank you.